Hi. Even after 7 months, it is still difficult for me to talk about it, but I think it is essential that I shall talk about it and tell as many people as possible about it, so that they shall avoid that horrible country. At the beginning of May this year, as I needed to leave Belarus, I thought to go to Russia. That's a different story. But I eventually, on the 3rd of May, on Friday, I found myself in Samarkand, in Uzbekistan. So the first week there was pretty nice. I mean, Uzbekistan is probably the most extremely and totally carnist country I've ever been to. There are barbecue places sending their smokes, death smokes, to the air practically everywhere. You walk in Samarkand, you walk through the smoke of all those horrors. So, as a vegetarian and once in future vegan, that was very difficult for me. And also, well, the walking infrastructure in Samarkand, you can see it in a vid I linked in the description. Extremely uncomfortable and dangerous, to say the least, for any pedestrian. Simply to walk the sidewalks there is, man, across the street. But all these issues I overcame. I mean, the Uzbek people, most of the ones all the Uzbek people I met in the first week I was there are very nice. As a whole, most of the Uzbek people are very nice. Good people, indeed. They are just unaware of it seems, of the horror that their insane government forces foreigners, tourists, or expats to go through. So now about this. As this is the important thing to talk about in this feed. On Thursday, the 9th of May, my mother sent me $400 from Israel to Uzbekistan via MoneyGram. A simple procedure, nothing special. MoneyGram is like Western Union. And nothing special there. So I've already received money this way to various other countries I've been at. For example, Belarus, and later on Russia or Albania. Quite a simple process. Well, in Russia, so I'll talk about it in a different vid, but in most countries, standard. You received a message about the money sent and the code. You go to MoneyGram or Western Union or whatever spot, or to a bank, give your passport and and the code number, sometimes also the phone number, your phone number, or the sum being sent, or your address, and you receive the money. Nothing special there. In Uzbekistan, however, man, stuff that the worst nightmares are made of. Still shivering to the memory. On Friday morning, the 10th of May, right after I moved to a different place in Samarkand, I was in a nice small family hotel and moved to a different one. I went to the bank to receive the money sent to me. As I only paid for the next 2 days. Beyond it, I had no money. So I went to the bank to receive the money sent to me via MoneyGram, and all of a sudden the guy there tells me that in order to receive the money that my mother sent me, I need something extra, something called a PIN FL number, whatever that is. And he tells me that because just showing my passport is not enough for them. And he tells me that maybe in the National Bank of Uzbekistan, I could possibly receive it without it. He doesn't know, but not from him. So I went to the National Bank of Uzbekistan. They told me the same thing. They also told me where to get that mysterious PIN-FL number thingy. I went there. It was already after midday, about 1. So 1 p.m. And there is one desk in one room where you can get it. The guy wasn't there. Lunch break. And there were so many people waiting in line helplessly that I knew that that day I will not see it. So, as much as I needed the money, I had to wait until Monday. And I already had no money for anything, man. Not even for food. So, to cut a story short, I can talk a lot about all the rest of it, but all the rest of the things I have experienced those days. But just about it. On Monday, I went there again to that government building in Samarkand, a really door office building, something probably from the Soviet times or something. Flat. And there again, after waiting for quite a long time, finally the clerk received me. That ape of a clerk not only wasn't he able to understand any English, he does not even speak Russian. I spoke better Russian than he. Unfucking believable. The man deals specifically with foreigners and he cannot speak any other language, only Uzbek. Anyway, he gave me a very invasive and intrusive interrogatory form to fill. I had to fill it all. He took my fingerprint because apparently having money sent to you to Uzbekistan is a crime. Took my photo, then sent me to pay them. Money I did not have, I had to borrow money in order to pay them, their commission or something. And then he told me that only the next day he'll give me that PIN-FL number and sent me away. And still no money for me. The money that my mother sent me on Thursday and still on Monday I could not get it. And had no money for food, for hotel, for anything. The following day I was already very ill. I could not go anywhere. Only on Wednesday I went there again to that bloody office building. And yes, then I had to pay them. Yes, then I had to pay them. Again, after waiting there for an hour or so, then I had to pay them. Money I borrowed from someone who helped me. And then I finally received that PNFL number. Now wait, that's just a number, not yet the money. I went with the friend who helped me, local friend who helped me. I went, friend of a friend, a taxi driver who helped me a lot. I went with him to the National Bank of Uzbekistan again. We arrived a little before 11 a.m. Only after 2 whole hours of waiting in line. 2 hours of waiting in line in that bloody National Uzbekistan Bank blood. 2 hours at almost 1 p.m. Finally, a clerk received me. But then, 1 p.m., the sacred lunch break has arrived. Blood. I mean, eat all the lunches you want. Get stuff and suffocate and pass out and die, amen. But why did I have to wait 2 hours at all? I arrived before 11. Why did I have to wait until almost 1? And also they told me then that after I fill some other forms, then I shall have to wait between 5 and 14 more days without money until I finally get to receive the money sent to me 6 days earlier. That I shall have to wait a week or two, another week or two, with no money, with no nothing. Dying in the streets, perhaps, until I finally get to receive the money sent to me. But just lay there waiting for 6 days already. Then I saw that the only way I'll ever get to see my money, I'll ever get to stay alive even, is to make a huge scene. To scream and yell. Because without making that scene, I would never have seen my money. Never have received it from those bloody stinking Uzbeks. Blood. So that's what I made. That's what I did. Made a huge scene. Yelled at them, screamed. Then, as I said, the sacred lunch hour, 1 hour break has arrived for them. So they kicked me and all the other customers. As you can imagine, the place was packed with such a waiting time. And kicked us all out of the main hall of the bank outside to fill another extremely invasive interrogatory form. Close to 2 p.m. Finally, I was allowed back inside. Gave the clerk the form. Signed about I don't know 6 or 7 other forms in Russian or in Uzbek. Some of them I couldn't even understand what I was signing, but had no choice. They photocopied my passport and the PNFL number and everything else about 3 times. And then, close to 3 p.m., I was finally sent to another desk and received my money at last. So, Uzbekistan might have nice people, and it might have some lovely blue tiles, which all other travel YouTubers gibber and blabber infinitely about. I don't fucking care. I shall never set foot in that horrible country again.